Society calls this insecurity, but science calls it heightened sensory processing. If you enter a new place and spend a few minutes just observing, analyzing the people, the atmosphere, the exits, before doing anything, this video will show you that you're not shy. You're strategic, and your brain works in a way that most people don't understand. There's something called sensory processing sensitivity. About 20% of the population has it. Your brain processes information more deeply before reacting. While most people act on impulse, you gather data. You assess risks. You map the environment. It's not fear. It's intelligent caution. Your nervous system is programmed to prioritize safety before action. And this has an evolutionary reason. In ancient tribes, observers were the ones who detected dangers before they happened. You're not slow. You're attentive. And that keeps you alive. And do you know why you need to observe before acting? Because the world is unpredictable. You walk into a party, loud noise, flashing lights, people talking at the same time, chaotic energy. While everyone else is already interacting, you're scanning. Who's talking to whom? What's the vibe like? Where can you feel comfortable? It's not that you don't want to participate, it's that you need to understand the terrain first. You don't play the game without knowing the rules. And that's not weakness, it's emotional intelligence. Now comes what nobody told you. A study from Stony Brook University showed that people with high sensory processing sensitivity have greater activity in brain areas linked to empathy and the perception of subtle details. In other words, you notice things that others don't see: micro-expressions, tensions in the air, changes in energy. You read between the lines without anyone needing to say anything. This makes you an exceptional observer, a natural strategist. You don't act quickly, but when you do, you're right. And I know what they tell you. Stop thinking so much. Just go for it. Be more spontaneous. But you know what? Not everyone needs to be spontaneous. Not everyone needs to be the first to speak, the first to act, the first to draw attention. Sometimes the power lies precisely in observing, in understanding before exposing yourself, in choosing your moves wisely. And that doesn't make you less courageous. It makes you more aware. You don't waste energy. You invest where it's worthwhile. But pay attention. There's a difference. Observing because you want to understand the context and act assertively, that's healthy. But observing because you're afraid of being judged, because you think you'll make a mistake, because you freeze and never act, that's not caution. It's paralysis. And paralysis holds you back. It doesn't protect you. Ask yourself, am I observing to prepare myself or to hide? If you identify with this profile, subscribe to the channel, leave a like too. Because here we understand that not everyone works the same way, and that's not only okay, it's necessary. The world needs observers as much as it needs impulsive people. Now imagine this. You arrive somewhere. Everyone is already talking, laughing, interacting, and you stay there, in the corner, observing. You notice who's uncomfortable, who's pretending, who's being authentic. You see details, patterns, and little by little, you understand the dynamic. And when you finally decide to act, you know exactly what to do. You didn't barge in. You arrived at the right moment. And that makes all the difference. So remember this. You're not insecure. You're not antisocial. You're not slow. You just don't act without thinking. You don't shoot in the dark. You wait for the light. And when it arrives, you act with precision. While everyone else is improvising, you're in control. And that's not a flaw. It's a distinguishing feature. You see what others ignore. You feel what others don't perceive. And you act when it makes sense, not when you're pressured. Now tell me, do you also observe everything before acting? Comment below. And stay tuned, because the next video will reveal something that will shake up how you see yourself. You won't want to miss it.